Until January, CBS News consultant Richard Walton was the head of counterterrorism for the London Metropolitan Police. Richard, let me ask you, what did you learn today from the attack?
Well, sadly, what we've seen today is the second wave of complex terrorist attacks in Europe, directed by ISIS, obviously in Iraq, in Raqqa in Syria, and with tragic consequences.
The European Union has been trying to integrate in many different ways, but today raises the question of whether the intelligence organizations among all of these countries are talking to each other sufficiently.
I think European countries have been struggling with the challenge that this threat presents. Obviously, ISIS, Islamic State, has been targeting the European countries since September 2014, when Adnani made a fatwa against European city-states, capital cities. And the European countries have been struggling, I think, to coordinate the effort to thwart this threat. And that's within countries itself, within Europe, but also across countries. It's difficult enough for police agencies to link up and integrate with their intelligence services to mitigate this threat, let alone to work across countries, across Europe, where the boundaries as well are so porous in modern times.
Is it possible for European intelligence to keep eyes on every one of the suspects that they'd like to watch?
One of the biggest challenges from this threat has been the volume and the volumes of individuals and the numbers of individuals that have actually travelled. If you go back to Al-Qaeda, it was small numbers of individuals from Europe travelling to the FATA region of Pakistan and Afghanistan, whereas now you're seeing hundreds, thousands of extremists from across European states and indeed other countries around the world, North African states and elsewhere, travelling to Syria. And what we're seeing now is the threat they pose when they return back to their European homelands, trained as terrorists in training camps in Syria.